my name's Luke with Hamilton RV. I'll be doing a demo of the 338 bhds J-Flight. Starting right here, this is your freshwater fill. If you're going to rust at camp, you'll fill this tank and run off your on-demand pump inside. And the drains for that tank are actually, you got dual tanks. One there and one there. Wheel bearings should be repacked every 2 years or 10,000 miles, whatever comes first. And I'm talking a total tear down and repack at 2 years. This is, if you want to put the TV outside, it's cable port, power. And then this is a block for the TV mount. Working our way along, you have stabilizing jacks are on all four corners. Them are only meant for stability. They're not meant to level it. So when you get this to where you're going, back into where you need to back it in to get it level for your side to side, you'll use your wheels by laying blocking down to get your side to side level. Once you get that set, on whatever side's low, that's what I'm trying to say. Your tires, you'll back onto blocking to get your side to side level. The tongue jack will get your front to back. Once you're set front to back, side to side, then these jacks go down just to stabilize this unit from rocking and shaking. You should get on your roof 3 times a season. You have what's called die-core around all the plumbing, the vents, anything that comes through that roof. Over time, that sealant up there gets hard from the sun baking it, and eventually it'll dry out and crack. So basically, when that happens, just clean it with an all-purpose cleaner, let it dry good, and then reapply the die-core product right back over top of the old stuff. It'll self-level and fill them holes and voids in. So also is pre-wired for that Furion backup camera. Cool thing with them is they have audio, so you can, you know, if you're back in your campsite, somebody can talk to you through that camera. Also, they're an observation camera, so while you travel down the road, that camera can be on and you can see what's going on behind you as you travel. Which is kind of a cool feature. They also have side cameras now that once you purchase the backup camera, you get the side cameras to go with it. Then you'll have cameras on both right and left side and off the back, so you can kind of see all the way around you while you travel, which is kind of a neat thing. This compartment here, you got a 10-foot sewer hose here. It comes in a convenience, your 30 amp to 110 adapter. For winterization, this panel here will come off, and that's actually where the back of your water heater is. You're going to need to know where that is for that winterizing purposes. 30 amp power supply here. You got roughly 25 to 30 feet of cord. I always recommend extra cord. You can't go wrong being able to plug these things in. So by getting extra power cord, again, you'll be able to reach the plugs at the campground. You can take one and put on your thing. I'd also recommend an RV surge protector. It's going to protect you from any kind of a power surge. There's a lot more small electronics in this thing than you'd believe, so surge protection is just definitely something I like to recommend. There's a lot of different models. Again, if that's something you're interested in, just let me know. I can kind of explain it a little better. Drain plug for the water heaters here, 15/16 socket fits it. This goes in right down there. Put that in, pressure relief valve. Oops. This will relieve the pressure off the system, you know, so you can pull the plug out. Gas electric, you're basically going to turn it on and off on the panel inside. Water sits in the tank too long, it'll get stagnant, stale. It starts to stink after a while, so I always recommend just draining it when you're done. Slide out, you got rubber bulb seal and a sweep seal on your slide room. I definitely would recommend spraying conditioner. It's going to clean, condition, and put a UV protection on them seals so that they don't dry out and crack. Slide rails down here, these squirt tubes, I'd recommend slide out lube on them. It's going to just lubricate them so they don't squeak and bind. You guys opted for slide covers. They're on there. Tables that go on the chairs. This is going to be a manual crank for the power tongue jack, stabilizing jack crank, and then again your tables that go on them chairs. Black and gray tank are down here. Now your handles are both right there. Black is on the right, gray is on the left. I always recommend sewer hose hooked up, and put a clear adapter in your sewer hose, pull the black tank, let it empty. Once that tank is empty, you're going to take the hose at the dump station you normally use for rinsing your sewer hose and stuff out, and you're going to hook it to this tank flush valve and turn it on, and you're going to let that run until you got clean water coming through that sewer hose. Once you have that happen, you'll obviously disconnect the sewer hose here. You'll close the black tank off, and then you'll pull the grave valve at the end to kind of help rinse everything out. This here's your city water connection. If they offer water on the campsite, you're going to hook to this, and I always recommend a water pressure regulator on there. Regulates that water pressure coming in your camper. You got an outside shower, hot and cold line. Sprayer here, you got, I don't know, 4 feet of sprayer hose here. Furnace vent that does get hot when it's running, obviously keep that in mind when you're another storage compartment here. Okay, I'm just gonna put that on too. So you got a light in the front here. You got a new interstate battery in the box. I always recommend a battery disconnect box or a battery disconnect because this thing after about 3-4 days, your battery's going to die all by itself. You got stuff that's hardwired to the 12-volt side, just has a draw in the system. That just, it's normal. So I would recommend a disconnect on the positive side, just to disconnect that battery from the camper so it doesn't drain it dead. 2 30-pound propane cylinders here. Regulator on the front here. This will switch from tank to tank. Basically, excuse me. Whatever tank this is pointing at is the tank it's drawn from first. These will auto switch as well, and all that means is if both tanks are open, it's going to draw from whatever tank it's pointing at first. Once this tank empties, it automatically starts taking off the other tank. The downfall of that is you don't know when you're running out of propane. So I always recommend run one tank at a time. Rubber cap here will come out. You can manually crank this up and down with that other crank handle I showed you in the back. Up, down, docking light in the front. On the top, there's a rubber cap up on the top of the awning there. You can see on the top right side. If you ever have a problem with your awning going in and out, that's where you're gonna manually bring your awning in or out. That's your manual crank is up there. 7/16 socket, I believe, is what fits it. Fire extinguisher to the left of the door. That's your carbon monoxide LP detector there. Monitor panel here, battery button. It's going to indicate, your battery condition. We're plugged in, so your power converter is putting a charge to that battery right now. So anytime you plug them in, your camper will charge up through your converter. Tanks are going to register empty to full. Water pump switch, gas on the electric side of your water heater. And obviously don't turn them on unless there's water in the tank. Lights inside and out. Slide switch here, and then your awning switch. Working our way around. You guys have this nifty little switch here. They didn't have it labeled, so I labeled this for you so you know. This will either run your water heater or your fireplace. Take your pick. It's one or the other. Because that's why you're a 30 amp service here. And with your fireplace, oh, it's down here. There's buttons down here. Lights. Brightness. Temp. On and off. Radio. Power button. Speakers 1 and 2 is inside and outside. DVD player through the TV. When you hook the TV up, hook the HDMI cord up. That's right here to your TV. That'll be your DVD player. And then antenna, boosters, all that light in there. You can either go to cable TV or your regular booster. Bedroom. Stovetop sparker for the burners up top, and the pilot. The three in the middle are gonna be your burners. This is your oven. Put it to the little flame. Push it in. Hold it. With that held, you're gonna spark that. Once it's lit, you're gonna continue to hold for 20 seconds or so. You let off. It should stay lit, and then adjust to whatever temp you want. Out here, oven light down there. Fuses, breakers, all that stuff's underneath. Your refrigerator in this is strictly 110 power. You got to be plugged in order for this to work, okay? Here's your thermostat. So we push the mode button. It's going to light up. Shows it's off right there. Hit it again. Goes to the fan. Auto, high, low, or back to... I'd leave it on auto myself. Temperature, and we'll go back to Fahrenheit. If for whatever reason you've seen how I... It's going to take a second to shut that off. You've seen how I push the up and down together. That turns this from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and then all the way back over to off. You see the furnace air conditioning both kicked in. Roof vent in the bathroom. I would highly recommend the Max air cover on that. It allows you, what them do, I don't know how often this will open. Basically, the vent covers on there allows you to leave that vent open all the time. This only has the one vent, so I would definitely recommend the Max Air 2. And I normally would match whatever color was on the roof. If everything's dark, then I would recommend the smoke. If it's all lighter, then white would be sufficient. But the vent cover allows airflow in your camper even when you're not in your camper, which is, think of it like a house. Your house has, attic. Your roof has roof vents in it to vent heat and moisture out. It does the same thing for your house. It does the same thing for your RV. I mean, it's definitely worthwhile. Protects that lid from any kind of sun damage up there. I mean, there's lots of benefits to having the Max Air cover on there. This is going to be the slide switch for this bunk room, or the master bedroom here, I'm sorry. And another mount for a TV there. You got your charging ports. Those open and close good now. Bed lifts up. Storage underneath here. All the extra gizmos that come in the camper. Your screen is underneath the mattress here. We don't like to put it on or nothing. When you guys get it to where you're going, then you guys will be able to put that on. I don't want it flying off during travel. That's just how they store. I'm not sure I really have much more to talk about there. Let's see. Everybody gets their 10% off parts card. Just present this to them on parts. You get 10% off whatever you purchase, okay? This is our phone number first and foremost. If you have any questions, again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV. I'll gladly answer any questions you may have. Tire pressure, tire torque. I mean, all this is for you. How many valves and where they're at. You got 2 drains for the potable tank. That's what that 2 is there for. Then on the back side here, summer setup. This is your water heater in the back. When you move that panel that I explained to you earlier, you're going to see 2 valves. It's similar to this. Yours actually is like a loop. I don't know how to draw it, so this is how I kind of can explain what I was talking about. This valve here is open to this water heater, which allows the cold water in the bottom, hot water comes out up top. So once you turn it on, it goes through. For winterization, it's just the opposite. You go up and down with these, and it makes the water make a loop through the system. Nothing goes in your water here. You pull the drain plug, you leave it empty. You're going to find your water pump underneath your kitchen sink. There's one valve with your winterizing hose attached to it right there. You're going to turn that valve in line with the winterizing hose. And you're going to suck antifreeze through that throughout your camper. It's a pretty simple process. Takes 2 gallons of RV antifreeze for winterization. Otherwise, our last paper here, this is just our price list, I guess, so you get an idea what things cost installed. Again, Luke is my name. I'm the one who did the demo of your camper. Our phone number again, 989-752-6262. Any questions, please give me a call. If you're interested in anything, for that matter, you can call me as well. Furion backup cameras, I believe that, see, prices are fluctuating a lot right now due to COVID, so some things, this paper, you know, they're up and down. So again, if you're interested in something, just give me a call and I can give you an actual quote of what it is right now. This is just kind of a guideline, let you know kind of around about where it is. I'm pretty sure the cameras are about $100 less right now. Slide toppers, which you guys already got on here, but you know, they're sold in 6-inch increments. Their vent covers, again, I would recommend a Max 2. It's just a matter of white or smoke, and I would definitely want to I normally try to match whatever's up there. Some are all white now, some are black. It's hard to say. Surge protection. This is a hardwire surge protector here, and I would definitely do it with the monitor. And again, prices are fluctuating, so just if you're interested, give me a call, and I can at least give you the accurate quote of what they run right now, even if, you know, I mean, you can't get the plug-in style. The problem with that is they're attached to your cord end and left outside. So the cheapest ones we have here, I think, are $100, and they go up from there. The full protection, or the one that's going to do high and low voltage to be comparable to this monitor that you're seeing here, I think they run like $350, 400, I don't know, somewhere in there. So this one here, it'll protect you high and low voltage, miswired pedestal, I mean the whole 9 yards, it does it all. This one with the monitor, though, will actually tell you how many amps and volts and all that you're drawing and using, and it's quite intelligent. Then you got Lenhan's new tongue jacks, jacket bike racks, or just a 2-place bike rack goes underneath the tongue jack. Paint and fabric protection. With small kids and pets, it's something I always recommend. Paint and Fab would put any vinyl, leather, fabric, or carpet on the inside gets a treatment. It's I'm actually going to grab a paper quick while I'm thinking about it, because it explains this easier or better than what I can. So, so this is all interior. This is the stuff that it protects you from. And then if you do, your awning is protected from fading and discoloring, cracking. And then the exterior of your camper is protected as well. And the exterior is actually a ceramic.
Does Ben still work here?
You got to go up front.
He up front?
Yeah. Sorry about that. And again, so you kind of get an idea of what protects it on the outside. And then some of the stuff that's protected on the inside. So that's the paint and fabric protection. That's something that you can roll into your finance if you want to normally. You're talking $15 to $20 a month difference. It just depends on the overall unit. And how your financing is. Last thing I like to talk about is our extended service contract. Everything that goes on a camper is expensive. You know, air conditioning. First off, it's going to cover the mechanics of your camper: your furnace, fridge, air conditioning, water heater, water pump, all the LP system, water lines, fittings, tanks, slide motors, mechanisms, parts in the suspension, parts in the hubs. I mean, it covers a lot of the it's the mechanical parts of your camper warranted. Excuse me. With that said, there's two things I like about it. One, it's prorated, so if you decide, you know, in 3 years you don't want your warranty no more, you can actually cash it out and you get 4 years worth of warranty money back, which I think is kind of cool. This comes with a 2-year manufacturer warranty, and then after that you're on your own. So if something breaks after that, you know, I mean, it's expensive. And it is something you can take later on if you wanted to. However, you get a better buy when they're brand new. So the other cool thing is it covers a mobile service. So see, no matter what, you got to use up Jayco warranty first. So technically you're buying 5 additional years of warranty coverage after the Jayco warranty is up. So, I mean, 5 years though is a long time for, if you're gonna go sit this in a park somewhere, and make it a permanent site camp, like a seasonal site. You can call a mobile guy up. You can come out and service your camper right on a campsite. You don't even got to worry about bringing it in for service. Then that's what's kind of cool about it. You pay a deductible. It's like a $200 deductible, and then all the parts and everything else is covered under that warranty. So it's kind of a cool thing. If you're going to travel the country, nationwide, and Canada's covered. So if something breaks while you're traveling, you can have somebody fix it on the road and not have to worry about it again. I mean, there's good benefits. That generally you're talking between $30 and $35 a month. It just depends again on the overall trailer and your financing. But again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV. If you guys have any questions at all, please give me a call at 989-752-6262. Congratulations on your purchase, guys, and you have a wonderful day.